Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dan salam sejahtera. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Qalu subhanaka la antal alimul hakim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'd. Thank you to all our viewers for tuning in Office of Industrial Links YouTube channel. Do not forget to subscribe the channel for more information that we will share in the future. So Alhamdulillah, for today we are very fortunate that we have a very special guest, special and close to our heart actually. So because this special guest is with us, I think maybe nearly 20 years ago. He was here. He has, I think, a soft spot in our heart. And he was a student leader. I remembered he was a student leader in our campus. Very strong, very firm, insyaAllah. So for today, we will have the CEO of Malaysian Timber Council, Tuan Muhtar bin Suhaili. Assalamualaikum Tuan, dan how are you? Assalamualaikum Tuan, how are you Tuan Muhtar?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm fine. I'm good here. Sehat, alhamdulillah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. We had a glitch just now. It's okay. It's normal for online connection. So yeah. So we today's topic is quite interesting for me and even I think for the students as well, because it is about placement, engineer placement and internship in timber industry program. So before I pass the baton to Tuan Muhtar, let me actually briefly introduce Tuan Muhtar to all the viewers. So Tuan Muhtar Suhaili is from Kampung Muhibah Niah, Miri Sarawak. Am I right, Tuan Muhtar?
Yes, I'm from Miri Sarawak, Sarawakian.
Sarawakian, yes. Has been appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Malaysia Timber Council, effective of November the 1st. He is the first Sarawakian to be appointed as CEO of the council. Tuan Muhtar holds a master degree in petroleum technology from Curtin University of Technology, Australia, and a bachelor's degree. This is interesting in mechatronics engineering from the International Islamic University of Malaysia, IIUM, and currently, alhamdulillah, pursuing his doctoral degree, PhD in business administration. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah, you'll become Dr. Muhtar, inshallah, one day, inshallah.
I mean, inshallah.
I mean, he has extensive knowledge in managing mega projects, business planning, business improvement initiatives, manpower planning, and human resource development. Having work exposure in the Netherlands and Germany, he also has experience in managing engineering design offices. Prior to joining MTC, he was the lead project engineer in Shell Malaysia, where he worked for 15 years, and with Perodua Auto Corporation Sdn Bhd prior to that. So without further ado, I would like to pass the session to Tuan Muhtar Suhaili. Falyatafaddal mashkura.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in ala umurid dunya wad din. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, first of all, thank you very much to Professor Madia, Associate Professor Dr. Khairul Azami Siddiq, the moderator for today's session. And my colleague here, I have my colleague here, Mr. Nasrul, and all the IIM undergraduates who are with here today in today's webinar, organized jointly by International Islamic University of Malaysia and Malaysian Timber Council, or MTC. So I'm very honored today to be with you, and I'm also happy to share our first ever program, or Maidan program of Malaysian Timber Council, where we introduced it this year, and the first one since our inception back in 1992. Yeah. So next. My presentation today, this is the overview of my briefing or my presentation today. So I'm going to introduce you about Malaysian Timber Council. Then we are going to share with you about the forestry in Malaysia, including the sustainable forest management that we have. And the third one, I'll introduce you what you need to know about timber. And finally, the key one, I'll also share with you the engineer placement and internship in timber industry program, EPIP, which is the key one. And in this program, actually, we have two programs. One is the engineer placement, which is ongoing now. We already have the first batch of engineers where we place them in various companies in the timber industry. And the second one, which I believe you'll be interested on, is about our internship program. And it depends on, we have engaged, at the moment, we have engaged 8 universities, and one of them is International Islamic University of Malaysia, as well as 36 polytechnics all over Malaysia that we engage for this program called Engineer Placement and Internship in the timber industry. Okay, next. So I'm sure when we are talking about timber, what comes to mind when you think about timber? I'm very fortunate to serve various industries. After my graduation from International Islamic University, I served Pro2 Auto Corporation, which is from the automotive industry, as the engineer under their procurement and vendor development department. After that, I joined oil and gas company with Shell. Been with Shell for 15 years. And before I been appointed as the CEO of Malaysian Timber Council last November last year, I have served the Malaysian Palm Oil Certification Council as its chairman. And then before I joined MTC. So I've served automotive industry, oil and gas industry, palm oil industry, and now with timber industry. So I'm sure when you think about timber, a lot of perception. Some of you may think that timber is about the 3D industry, dirty, difficult, and the dangerous industry. But when I came on board as the CEO, I could see that actually timber industry, one of the industry, has a bright future with the right strategy. And do professionals exist in the timber industry? So this I will share with you more throughout my presentation today. But before that, let me share with you our corporate video to give you the flavor of what timber industry, what MTC is all about. Yeah.
Timber, the versatile renewable material, continues to be an efficient and sustainable resource in the world. The pristine rainforest of Malaysia, with its wealth of resources, continues to be of great economic importance to the nation. Timber, in particular, has played a significant role in Malaysia's economic growth. Since its inception in 1992, the Malaysian Timber Council has continuously provided the leadership to drive improvement in the timber industry. Our commitment to engage, connect, and grow business in timber industries is making it one of the most resilient in Malaysia. We aspire to create more opportunities for the timber industry that expands the business possibilities to meet the global demand for Malaysian timber products. We will always strive to build an integrated, sustainable, and rewarding long-term growth for the industry. The Malaysian Timber Council has become the catalyst for connecting Malaysian timber industries and counterparts around the world to generate long-term business opportunities. This has generated growth in timber exports over the past decades. The encouraging success of our approach has led us to forge strategic partnerships globally. We have developed strong ties with major stakeholders in venturing into new frontiers to ensure the sustainability of the timber industry, championing and redefining timber use in the ever-changing business landscape. We are constantly making progress, turning challenges into opportunities, building on past achievements to make new progress, and shaping the future. We at the Malaysian Timber Council are committed to paving the way to further success in the global arena.
Thank you very much. I hope that video will give you an overview of what's the timber industry as a whole, as well as our function as the Malaysian Timber Council, an organization under the umbrella of Ministry of Plantation Industries and Commodities Malaysia. So a little bit background on MTC. We were established in 1992 on the initiative of the timber industry, incorporated as a company limited by guarantee under the Companies Act 1965, governed by a board of trustees. I'll share with you later our board of trustees members. We are self-funded through endowment funds since 1998 and trusted by MPIC, which is the Malaysian Ministry of Plantation Industries and Commodities, since 1998 to take the lead in timber promotion and marketing of Malaysian timber products. And since 2012, we are also mandated to promote wooden furniture globally. Yeah. And this is our mission and vision. Our vision is to be the lead organization that develops the Malaysian timber industry into a world leader in the manufacture and trade of timber products, whereas our mission is to ensure the sustainability of the Malaysian timber industry by improving its competitiveness, enhancing market access, and creating trade opportunities. So when I came on board, actually we already have our 4 key thrusts, which is market intelligence, to build business intelligence to ensure how we can enhance our market share worldwide. And that's why we need analysis and strategic planning. On market development, we initiate high impact projects by having business to business and develop entrepreneurship culture within the industry. The third one is about stakeholder engagement, where we change perception about the timber industry. I started to mention about this 3D industry, but actually it's not really a 3D industry, where it's an industry with a bright future with right strategy. And then finally, about this industry development and empowerment, where we are talking about facilitating business transformation, as well as now, since I came on board, we are talking about empowerment of human capital. And we already embarked our journey towards IR 4.0. And as part of this journey, we introduced what we call as engineer placement and internship program in timber industry. So this is our roadmap. So when I came on board, I put a more definition of what we need to do in Malaysian Timber Council, and we also discuss what are the must-wins for 2021. So we have 14 focus areas where it's related to the 4 key thrusts that I mentioned just now. And for this year, in 2021, we have 7 must-wins that we want to achieve, which are support business succession programs, uplift sources of raw materials, cultivate market access, champion design and branding programs, enhance business process automation. This is related to automation, mechanization, and digitalization. Spur sustainable green initiative. I'm very impressed when we have engagement with your rector, with the International Islamic University rector. Tan Sri mentioned that IIUM is really focused on sustainability. So we are aligned on this because sustainability is also a key factors in ensuring this industry relevant for now and years to come. And then we also want to strengthen our relationship with stakeholders, and this is one of the initiatives related to this. Next. So this is the board of trustees. As I said, actually this council is formed by the initiative of the industry. So we have 6 associations under MTC. The first one is Malaysian Wood Industries Association, MWIA. The second one is the Timber Exporters Association of Malaysia, TEAM. The third one is the Malaysian Panel Products Manufacturers Associations, MPMA. The fourth one is Malaysian Wood Molding and Joinery Council, MWMJC. The fifth one is Malaysian Furniture Council, MFC. And last but not least, we also have Persatuan Pengusaha Kayu Kayan dan Prabot Bumi Putra, or the short form PEKA. So these are the 6 associations from upstream, midstream, and downstream of timber industry, and part of our board of trustees. Yeah, next. So this is our organization chart. I'm the CEO, and if you can see that we have various divisions: industry development, market promotion. We also have international business development, divided into cluster 1. Cluster 1 for East Asia, Europe, and America's market, whereas cluster 2 for South Asia, Middle East, and Africa market. So that's why beside our headquarters in Malaysia, we also have our regional offices. Next. So these are our regional offices. We have our office in Houston for America's market, including North America, Central America, and South America. We also have our office for European market in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. The third office is for Middle East and Africa in Dubai. The fourth office in Bangalore, India for South Asia market. And we also have our office in Guangzhou in China. This to cater for that part of the world of East Asia market. And this coming July, we're also going to have our sixth regional office in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. This is a combined office between Malaysian Timber Council, Malaysian Rubber Council, and Malaysian Palm Oil Council, where we are going to call it Malaysian Agri-Commodities Regional Office in Jeddah. And the intention is to promote and develop business opportunities for the Malaysian-made wood products. Okay, so that's about MTC, and these are the programs that we have. We have various programs planned. Even though some of the programs might need to be cancelled or might need to be postponed because of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still raging at the moment, but we are trying our best to adapt with the new normal and ensure whatever activities that we plan, we manage to execute it, if not in full, at least via virtually or various options using the technology. Yeah. Next, about the performance of the timber industry, let me share with you. Last year, timber industry, the total export of timber and timber-based products is 22.02 billion Malaysian ringgit. And actually, in terms of the agri-commodity sector, timber is the third largest industry in Malaysia. The first one is palm oil. Last year, the total export of palm oil is 78.5 billion Malaysian ringgit. The second agri-commodity is the rubber, with total export of 48.5 billion Malaysian ringgit last year. And the third one, not the last one, the third one is actually timber industry with contribution of 22.02 billion export. And if you can see, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, last year we can see increasing trend of wooden furniture export, especially to the United States of America as well as to the European market. Even though the other products like plywood, sawn timber, BJC, and fiberboard, we can see a reducing trend in terms of export, but actually still we managed to sustain the total export volume of 22.02 billion, which is a good indicator, and we hope for this year we can further enhance that total export value. Next. So if you can see here, 48% of our total export last year was wooden furniture, comprises of 48.3%. And the second largest is plywood, sawn timber, BJC. BJC stands for builders, joinery and carpentry, fiberboard, moldings, and few other products. This one is in 2020, where wooden furniture, our wooden furniture really has a very good interest from our importers, especially from the United States of America, from Europe, Netherlands, Germany, France, and that part of the world. Yeah. Next. So if you can see, as I said, our total export last year was 22.02 billion. What internally for our local economy, our timber industry also contributed around 17.5 billion Malaysian ringgit. So if you combine both export and as well as local economic contribution, timber industry in Malaysia, we are talking about a 40 billion Malaysian ringgit industry. And we are providing employment for more than 140,000 workers, both local and foreign workers. And if you can see at the moment, we are also going for an initiative of forest plantation with 124,767 hectares of planted area, where we cannot always depending on the virgin forest or natural forest. That's why we also have this program called forest plantation as an alternative raw materials. So people always mention that this timber industry is not sustainable. There are a lot of logging ongoing and so on. That's why we need to find alternative to ensure that we are not depending on natural forests. We're not depending on the virgin forest all the time, but we also need to have a program, and this program called forest plantation, where we plant fast-growing trees to ensure that we can have a continuity in terms of our raw materials. Next. Next. So you can see we are actually one of the top countries in terms of exporting timber and timber products. For example, our plywood, we are number 4 in the world. Plywood, Malaysian plywood we are number 4 in terms of our ranking for Malaysian timber products. Wooden frames and wooden furniture, we are number 6 in the world. Moldings, we are number 9. Whereas for sawn timber, we are number 13 in the world. So if you can see that actually Malaysia is one of the top exporters in terms of timber and timber-based products. Okay, next. So as I mentioned just now, we don't want to have a timber industry, but at the same time, we also want to have a sustainable forest management. So we have committed during the 1992 Rio summit, where we are committed that whatever happened in Malaysia, even though we have a timber industry ongoing, we want to ensure that our forest cover, our country, our Malaysian land will be more than 50% will be under forest cover. So this key to ensure that all the greenery will be maintained in Malaysia despite we are enhancing our timber industry. So if you can see there, our forest cover in Malaysia currently we have around 5.7 million hectares in Peninsular Malaysia. And whereas if you combine with Sabah and Sarawak, currently our forest cover is around 55% at the moment. So if you can see, despite all these activities, we will maintain the forest cover of Malaysia not less than 50% as part of our commitment during the Rio summit in 1992, and we are continuing this commitment to ensure Malaysia will be the main frontier in terms of sustainable forest management. Next. So this is the forest cover. As I can see that we have a state land forest, we have permanent forest reserve, we also have national parks, production forest, protection forest, and all this managed under a system we call a sustainable forest management, or SFM. We also want to ensure that despite we are going for logging activities of timber industry, we also want to take care and ensure the continuity of the existence of our orang utan, for example, the tapir and all other things that we need to manage as part of our sustainable forest management. And this is also to ensure that we're environmentally friendly in our businesses. Yeah. Next. So this is what we call a selective management system, or SMS, in dryland dry inland forest, where we are every year actually in Malaysia we have what we call as annual allowable cut, the maximum that you can cut from the forest to ensure that we will maintain the forest sustainably. As I mentioned, the forest cover should be not less than 50%, and by having this selective management system, where we only allow certain amount of trees being cut every year, this will ensure the sustainability of our forest in Malaysia. Yeah. Next. So we have video to show with you about this initiative.
Hijauan menjadikan hutan kita tunjang penting ekonomi menerusi industri kayu. Produk kita menjadi tumpuan utama di pasaran dunia. Kelestarian adalah keutamaan industri ini demi memastikan bukan sahaja kita memiliki bekalan kayu yang diperlukan untuk hari ini, bahkan sumber untuk hari esok.
Okay, so as you can see from that video, so we want to ensure we have a sustainable forest management, and we don't want to disturb the endangered species as well, like the Malayan tiger, like this orang utan, like tapir and so on. We want to ensure that they will not be endangered with our activities. Yeah. And next is about forest plantation. As I said, we have this forest plantation program to ensure that we are not fully dependent on the virgin forest or natural forest. And the objective of the development of forest plantation in Malaysia is to alleviate the pressure on the country's natural forest and to have a sustainable and continuous supply of raw materials for the timber industry. So currently in this program, the government is already committed to this. In 11 Malaysian plan, the government The government gave around 1.02 billion Malaysian ringgit as part of this program. And for 12 Malaysia plan, the government top up another 500 million ringgit as a soft loan for those who want to participate in this forest plantation program. So main timber species for forest plantation is rubber wood, or the scientific name is Hevia brasiliensis, and the other one is Acacia mangium, which is also another fast-growing tree. And recently we introduced few other species as to be part of this forest plantation, like eucalyptus, Paullinia, and a few others, including bamboo. So we want to grow these species to ensure that we have a sustainable and continuous supply of raw materials. Next. So this is the details about the forest plantation area in Peninsular Malaysia. We have in Perak, Selangor, Kelantan, Pahang, and Johor. And we also have in Sabah and Sarawak. So in Sabah and Sarawak, with the, as I mentioned, if you total up, the total approved areas for this timber forest plantation is 121,615 hectares nationwide. Next. So this is the species. We already, as I mentioned, we have two main species currently, which is the rubber, and also few other species, as I mentioned, like eucalyptus, Paullinia, and others. And all this contributed to the total hectareage that I mentioned just now for forest plantation. Next. So let's just let you know about get to know about timber. So we have heavy wood. There are different type of timber. Heavy wood like balau, cengal, merbau, red balau. I'm sure some of these names you are not familiar with, because in Malaysia, usually people know about merbau, cengal. But for example, for medium hardwood, we have kasai, kelad, keledang, kempas, keruing, mengkulang, merpau. I believe some of the names are not familiar to you, but these species are all Malaysian species that we have. For light wood, light hardwood, we also have bentango, dark red meranti, gerutu, kembang semangkuk, mersawa, nyato, rubber wood, sepetir, yellow meranti. And for heavy hardwood, just now if you go to Sarawak, we also have belian, for example. Yeah? And then we also have softwood, like pine, cedar. We have red cedar, Douglas, cypress, hemlock, and spruce, which is some of them are what I call this imported species. But all these are contributing to the raw materials for our industry in Malaysia. Next. So just to share with you some of the species that we have. So this is the heavy hardwood. You can see balau and cengal. If you one day maybe any of your society or maybe engineers want to visit MTC, I can bring you to our gallery. In our gallery, we have various type of species that we can show you to see what are the species that we have in Malaysia, and all these species are available in our gallery, and even more than this actually. Balau, you can see the structure there or the texture, and cengal, all these are heavy wood. Next. We also have kempas, nyato. You can see it's more brownish in color compared to the previous balau and cengal. Next. For light wood, we have nyato and sepetir. And if you come to our office, all our furnitures are made of wood. Even our offices, actually, I can say 70% are made of wood to ensure our commitment as part of our timber industry. Next. So this for light wood, as mentioned just now, we have nyato and sepetir. Next slide. And these are the properties. The properties you can see, they have various properties of the wood. So if you can see comparison between julutong, white or creamy white, kembang semangkuk is a yellow brown, and then balau is light brown. So these are the different properties for different type of woods, whether it's heavy hardwood, light hardwood, and so on. So this, for example, if you can see kulim, it's a little bit grayish and with some black in color. For dark red meranti, is quite famous for the Indian market and China market. Les mengkulang or reddish brown. So these are the different type of species of wood we have in Malaysia. Usually kalau kita di Malaysia ni, kita biasa dengar, we always heard only about cengal and meranti. But if you come to our gallery here, we can show you various types of wood that we have, species that we have in Malaysia. So this is another one like kempas, rubber wood. Most of our furniture actually made of rubber wood now because rubber wood is easily available. not only from Malaysia, but we import a lot from Thailand, our neighboring country. Chengal is quite a very fine texture. The rubber wood is a moderate coarse and so on. Yeah. So these are the Malaysian timber products. We have sawn timber. Sawn timber in Malay you call it kayu bergergaji. Moldings. Moldings in Malay you call it kayu tanggam. We have panel products as well. We have flooring. We have door. We have panel. So all these are the various type of Malaysian timber products where we import, we export it, and some of them we utilize it for local consumption. Yeah. Next. And major timber industry sectors. We are for upstream. We have sawmilling. So in Malaysia we have around 700 sawmills nationwide. Another one is plywood and panel products. We also have BJC, or builders, joineries, and carpentry. And for sure, one of the main products that we export globally, worldwide, is our furniture. Let me share with you in details about all these 4 sectors that we have. Sawmilling, let's start with sawmilling. So sawn timber is, or in Malay we call it kayu bergergaji. So the process is actually you have the raw materials. This is the normal sawmill process flow, where we have intake and rough sorting of the logs that we receive either from the jungle or from the forest or from our forest plantation, and then they have this program of they have this machine to debug it, and then we have a sawing to make it the best shape, and then sorting and stacking. And then we also need to undergo a drying, undergo through the drying machine, and then we need to go for adjustment and sorting, followed by wrapping and packaging and storage in the warehouse before we loading for delivery. So this is the process usually in sawmill. So if you have time later on, you can always engage my staff here, and we can always visit any sawmill in Malaysia. We have around 700 sawmills worldwide, not worldwide, nationwide in Malaysia. Yeah, this for sawmill. Next. So we have various machine in the sawmill. For example, this sawmilling machine with auto CNC carrier. And then for clean drying chamber, this for the drying activities. You can see from the flow chart just now, from the flow process just now, we need to dry the wood before we can pack it, and then package it, and before we send it for delivery. Yeah. Next. And plywood and panel products. I need to. After this, we have question and answer session, but let me finish my slides. For plywood and panel products, for example, you can see that this is the plywood process flow. So from the forest, we have log yard, and then we have log debugger, and then we need to log cut into pillar blocks, and then we have veneer peeling. So we from the logs, we peel it to become a flat surface, and before it can become plywood. So we have veneer clipping, and then veneer drying, glue spreading, and then we have cold pressing, cold pressing, hot pressing, sanding, and trimming, and then finally grading and packing. So all this you can see that a lot of factories, they are still using manually, but now we want to introduce a lot of CNC machine, a lot of machine towards mechanization and automation to ensure that our process line will be automated. So that's why we need engineers, all of you actually, to come on board to help us in our journey towards Industry Revolution 4.0 or RR 4.0. In terms of panel, so this is the process flow. I will not go into details, but it's more or less like the plywood, but with different systems and different processes, including we need to have this forming and so on to come up with the final shape of the panel that we want. For particle board, it's also the same. So we have a drying process, chipping, pressing, drying, and forming, and we also have cooling and curing, pressing before we come up with the final products. So let me show you one video to see how the heavier board company come up with the particle board from. I believe this one is from the rubber wood. Yeah.
Producers of particle boards is a well-known and recognized brand that stands out with its excellent quality products. Founded in 1993, Hevia Board had its humble beginnings with a focus on particle board production only. Since then, the group has continued. In the manufacturing process of panel products is the use of adhesives. These adhesives, however, emit formaldehyde, a colorless gas with a suffocating pungent smell. Formaldehyde by the US National Cancer Institute as a human carcinogen, a toxic gas that is known as the invisible killer. Hevia Board was the first particle board manufacturer in the region to commercially produce low formaldehyde emission particle boards that meet the stringent requirements of the Japanese Industrial Standard, or JIS. Continuous research and development are being conducted to produce the next generation of particle boards with very low emission using non-added formaldehyde resins, or NAF. We are confident that our environmentally friendly products are setting the standards in the wood panel industry. As the industry demands increase for products that are both of high quality standards and environmentally friendly, Hevia Board is committed to lead the field in producing better, low-emission particle boards. We are proud to be able to supply E0, as well as CARB P2 and JIS-certified F4-star compliant particle boards. As a result, Hevia Board was awarded in 2015 with the Eco-Label certification by Serim QAS International, which is a member of the Global Eco-Labeling Network, or GEN. We also received PEFC Chain of Custody certification for our use of raw materials sourced from responsibly managed certified sustainable forests, as well as the use of its byproducts. Today, Hevia Pack, Hevia Board's wholly owned subsidiary, which manufactures RTA furniture, has been contributing significantly to the group's revenue and profit. The RTA furniture business forms the downstream operation, thus making Hevia Board Group a fully integrated particle board producer in the region. Hevia Pack was established in October 2001 with business activities focusing on the production of ready-to-assemble or RTA furniture. Hevia Pack has since grown tremendously with over 2,000 employees and operates 24 hours in 2 shifts. The daily production is close to 40,000 furniture sets per day, equivalent to 600 containers per month. Hevia Pack's RTA products have earned worldwide acclaim and consumer acceptance. This is why almost 90% of its products are exported worldwide, with Japan, Australia and Europe as Hevia Pack's top-tier markets. To remain competitive, Hevia Pack had invested 20 million ringgit in the past 2 years in acquiring new sophisticated machineries to enhance productivity and to cater for new market demands and widen its product range. On average, both Hevia Board and Hevia Pack operate at their optimum capacity. Additionally, the group won its share of acclaim and recognition in pursuit of excellence, concern for the environment, and the welfare of its customers and employees. An ISO 9001 for Quality Management System, ISO 50001 Certification for Energy Management, ISO 14001 for Environment Management System, California Air Resources Board certification attesting to the safety of its products. Hevia Board Berhad, a company with a proven track record for quality and reliability. As we grow, we are more committed to enhance and ensure the company's long-term value by reinvigorating our customers' brand loyalty and by creating eco-friendly and innovative products defined by continuous investment in research and development. Together, we build a greener and healthier future.
Okay, so that's about one of the companies involved in the processing and also producing particle board in Malaysia, and actually they are one of the biggest in Malaysia. Next. So this is the machine. I just want to share with you some of the machine that we have in the timber industry, which is also relevant to your whatever you learn in the universities, like this log debugging, veneer peeling, veneer drying, glue spreading, veneer paving, pre-pressing, hot pressing, edge trimming, surface sanding for the particle board just now. Next. Okay, next about BJC. This is another products in the timber industry. So we have moldings. If you can see that most of all houses, our houses in the kampong, usually we have this type of moldings, flooring, and then we also have different set of flooring, doors. Now we have a different type of doors, and actually the largest door producers in the world we have is here in Malaysia actually. And next. We have also wall panel with different type of design. We also have our cover that can help us in terms of new design and so on. Next. Lamp scan is this one of the Malaysian registered products, where this a lot of these products or lamp scan we export it to Europe actually, because they want to use these materials to come up with their wooden windows, wooden doors, which is can sustain the four seasons, especially during winter. Yeah. Next. So this is the method. I will not go through into details. Actually, all these products, the process flow or more or less the same, but different machine will be involved in certain stages, because we want to ensure that the final products can be as per what we intend to have. We have surface planer, automatic finger joiner line. We have molder head, molder. So a lot of moldings to come up with the moldings part. Yeah. Next. About furniture, as I mentioned, the biggest products that we export. So if you can see that a lot of design and so on. So I will not go into details about this furniture. Next. So the process flow is also more or less the same, and it depends on what type of furniture that we want to build or we want to produce. Next. So this is the machine, a lot of CNC machine, panel saw, edge bender. We also have tenona and so on. All this for subject to different type of furniture. So let me show you another video related to furniture factory. Yeah, please.
Welcome to Strategy Mutiara Manufacturing Berhad, the leading garden furniture manufacturer in Malaysia. Strategy Mutiara Manufacturing Berhad is a progressive and innovative Malaysian company strongly believing in bringing the best quality garden furniture to the world. Since our establishment in 1979, we have been leveraging on experience, technology and resources to grow and develop our business. Today, with more than 800,000 square feet of space that include a 3-story office, sawmill and manufacturing plant, as well as a 1,500 square meter showroom, a dedicated workforce of over 800, and with advanced woodworking machinery, we are capable of delivering more than 1,000 containers yearly. High-quality garden furniture begins at its very source. At Strategy Mutiara, we take great care to source all our raw materials, like timber and logs, from genuine sustainable forests, part of our conscious effort to contribute to a more environmentally friendly and greener future. Our main source of tropical hardwood comes from our very own Malaysian Meranti, Nyato, Merpau, Beka, Sepetir, Acacia, and many others. First stop, all logs that arrive will be cut, according to sizes, at our very own sawmill, to constantly control and monitor our upstream activities. Once they are cut, sorting will be done to grade and sizes. Stickers will be put in between the stacks for airing purposes during the kiln drying process. Our plant's very own 16 fully automated chambers of the kiln drying facility ensure all wood materials are properly dried with the exact controlled temperature and moisture level to achieve the highest standard of wood quality. At the cutting process, each cut is precisely measured by a fully automated optimizer cutting machine to ensure consistency. Equipped with a complete range of advanced woodworking machinery from Germany, Italy, Japan and Taiwan, our customers can be assured that quality control is our top priority, and only the best is being produced and marketed by Strategy Mutiara. Towards meeting global expectation of an environmentally friendly atmosphere, we at Strategy Mutiara believe in pioneering our very own green technology, a full combustion smokeless steam boiler and a filter bag sawdust system that ensure residues from any cuttings and rough mill can be reused and recycled at a later stage of the production. Processing is a versatile step where magic happens. Each cut, each corner, each shape is meticulously cut to perfection according to specification, with acute attention to great detail. This is where all pieces will eventually come together to form picture-perfect garden furniture, which is not only stylish in its aesthetic value, but also high in quality and functionality. The final steps will include assembly and finishing, where utmost care is taken to ensure the safety of both end products and our workforce. Finally, components will be assembled and go through another round of stringent quality control and checking before they are packed and loaded into containers ready for shipment. At Strategy Mutiara, we continuously strive to improve our offerings by asserting a comprehensive standard of quality control at each process of our production and delivery. This is further affirmed by our accreditation with FSC COC, Forest Stewardship Council, Chain of Custody, and MTCS COC, Malaysian Timber Certification Scheme, which is certified by the Program for the Endorsement of Forest Certification Schemes, PEFC. PEFC is a framework for the assessment and endorsement of national forest certification systems that have been developed based on internationally recognized requirements for sustainable forest management. For the past few years, we have achieved and continued to maintain ISO 9001-2008 accreditation to ensure our professionalism in control and management. Our abundance in resources, high production standard, supreme quality control, massive storage space, readiness for delivery at any point in time, and track record in doing business across Europe for the past 15 years are proof that our customers can be confident that Strategy Mutiara Manufacturing Berhad, a public limited company in Malaysia, will deliver our promises to you. We are dedicated to being your most trusted and preferred partner in providing comfort and durability in garden furniture. For more details, log on to www.
Okay, so I hope that video give you flavor. But one of the public listed company in furniture industry. So Strategy Mutiara is actually one of the public listed company in furniture, and they are one of the biggest as well in Malaysia. Next, the last section of my presentation is about human capital development, which I believe you are more interested in this part. Where, as I mentioned earlier, so these programs actually towards making the industry moving from analog era to digital era, where we want to bring mechanization, automation, and digitalization towards IR 4.0. So when talking about IR 4.0, the timber industry need to have professional, to be specific engineers that have expertise in IoT, Internet of Things, technology like sensors, connectivity, and data analytics, and embarking IR 4.0. So we have another one short video about this making timber industry 4.0. How long this one? Okay, let's watch this video. I think we skip this video. This video will show you the launching of our program later. Yeah. So maybe we skip this video because of time. Okay. So next. So this is the programs where we want to have more engineers to be part of our program. So in terms of operation, we also need the expertise in terms of technology, improvement, including research and development, testing engineer, and so on. So in the quality department, we also need quality assurance executive, compliance executive, and audit manager. So we have various programs, various job that available in the industry that our students and our graduates can participate on. Yeah. And as I mentioned, these programs of EPIP, Engineer Placement and Internship in Timber Industry Program, or EPIP, already launched it by our Minister of Plantation Industry and Commodity, Dr. Muhammad Khairuddin Aman Razali, together with the Minister of Higher Learning Education, Dr. Nuraini Ahmad, early March this year. And let me share with you the videos related to this program. Yeah. Next. Where
setakat mampu melahirkan tenaga kerja yang mahir saja, tetapi juga dilengkapi dengan kemahiran insaniah.
Okay, so this program already launched it, and I'm happy to share that International Islamic University of Malaysia is one of the 8 universities that we MTC selected to be pioneer partners for our program this year, EPIP. And if you can see from the video, Professor Dr. Ahmad Faris Ismail was there representing the rector to sign the memorandum of understanding MOU between MTC and 8 other universities and 36 polytechnics all over Malaysia. Yeah. So let me give you a little bit details about this program. So we have 2 programs. One is for the undergraduate. So for undergraduate, we have 3 to 6 months internship, subject to which universities you are in. So some universities for 3 months, some universities for 6 months. And during my time in IIUM, I did my industrial training or internship in Germany at that time. And then this undergraduates is for 3 to 6 months, and then including on-the-job training. We are going to have mentoring and coaching with professional mentor, and also there are some classroom training on related to theory and hands-on. And for graduate program, this is the engineer placement. We already have phase 1 where we have 15 engineers currently on board, and we are going to have a few more phases in the future to get engineers on board to help the industry in our journey towards IR 4.0. So recruitment program in collaboration with the universities, and we also have our training partner. So our training partner is the Selangor Human Resource Development Center, and we already signed MOU with them as well. So in SHRDC, they have 7 QC tools. They practice this. They also have their training in terms of technical drawings using CAD, and we also have PLC and fundamentals training, lean manufacturing, as well about machine data logging and visualization. So they also have a few robots in their lab when we visited them last month. So in terms of internship program, so for internship program is to build a career path for undergraduates in the timber industry. So if you join us as an intern, so if you're really performing well, so maybe in the future we can hire you to be part of the industry as an engineer. Okay, so the program module we have some familiarization program, and it's sharing experience sharing with mentors and with industry captains. Yeah, next. So this is the undergraduate courses. So that relevant we can accept for internship. So the first one is engineering. I'm sure those with us today are mostly engineering students. But for some other university, they also have wood science technology, like wood technology and industry or any other related courses. We also accept interns in terms of business management related to technology, industrial, technopreneur, or any other related courses. Because as I said earlier, we also have various divisions that relevant that you might be interested to be part of our interns. Yeah, and at the moment we have already have few interns that we have here, and the scope of interns including project and research tasks, performing executive duties, and as well as related to our digitalization, where we have our social media and various platform including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and others. Yeah, next. So the benefits, MTC will pay all the allowances, opportunity to explore undiscovered timber industry, and potential for full-time employment with the timber-based products under our engineer placement program, as I said earlier. And all this, even for the engineers, MTC and when in the industry players will be paying the salary of the engineers. Yeah, next. And how to apply? So the best way is to just go to our website, www.mtc.com.my, and to be specific for internship, you need to look for the internship, and for engineer, there's another one for engineer. And even now, actually, if you want to, you can scan this QR code to get more in details on the internship. The left one is for internship, and the right one is for the engineer placement. So I give you a chance to snapshot this QR code, even to scan this QR code if you are interested to be part of this internship program. Yep. So I think this is my last slides, and I'm very happy to see we have around 40 students online at the moment. At the peak just now, I could see 44 students online, and I hope that my presentation will give you overview or what timber industry all about, what is the function of MTC, as well as we are inviting you to be part of our industry by being our interns or by being our engineers. So Professor Madhya, Associate Professor Dr. Khairul Azami, that's all my presentation, and I'm happy to answer if you have any questions or any clarification required. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tuan Muhtar Suhaili. Before that, the attendance form for today's session is placed in the chat box of the YouTube channel. If you have not noticed it, for the viewers. So we are opening the session for questions from the viewers. Kindly type in the question in the chat box if you have any, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Afif Azhar. Very interesting industry. Definitely will apply for the internship program. Yes, please. Yep.
All right, inshallah. So Afif, please apply, because we need people like you. So any more questions from the viewers? I'll display it on the screen. So interestingly, Tuan Muhtar, there's a lot of opportunities, right, for the students as well as the graduates to be involved in the timber industry.
Just to share with you, for the first one of engineers, we have 106 of engineers applied for the position. So we need to do, we need to perform interviews and so on. So, but I believe that IM students is one of the best students in this country. So hopefully, I'm really hoping that not only to become engineers, I hope one day there will be another IIM students that can become the CEO of MTC.
Yes, of course. During the interview, they can say that I want to become the CEO to replace you. Yes.
Yeah, why not? Inshallah.
Why not? Yes.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, please, this is your, I think, rare opportunity to ask the CEO of MTC any questions. We are very pleasured, to have him with us today for this program, for this session today. So yeah, of course, let's say for example, Tuan Muhtar, they are accepted for internship. So where will be they will be placed? Maybe near the hometown or the home or MTC will determine the placement.
Yeah, it's very much depends on the companies that interested to participate in this program. So some of them actually in Klang Valley, some of them is in Penang, some of them in
Okay.
Pahang, and
Okay.
for the furniture industry, most of them actually in Johor near Muar
Okay.
and Batu Pahat. Yeah,
Okay.
so it depends on the company, because at the end of the day, the company need to agree to take the interns to be part of their company. So the final
Okay.
interview will be by the company itself, and then
Okay.
it depends on the company, which is going to hire them as engineers, or again take them as an intern. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a question, Tuan Muhtar, from Zakwan Nazmi. How can Industry 4.0 help the industry?
Yeah, so how can industry 4.0? So you can see as now, right? I visited few factories recently, and I'm going to visit some more during this Ramadan. So actually, a lot of them are still very manual, very manual. And by having this industry 4.0 on board, by allowing them to purchase machinery that can automate their processing line. Let me show you one success stories. One of the process line previously, they have 31 workers. 31 workers. By having this new machine from, I think from one from Germany and another one from China, they managed to reduce the workers from 42 to only 2 workers. So the other 29 workers can do other jobs. So they can maximize their productivity, and so on. So this really help them. And in terms of productivity, it's also improved. If previously they can only produce certain amount of furniture, certain numbers of furniture, by having their processing line automated, or by having mechanization, digitalization on board to the factory, so they can produce more furniture. And currently, just to share with you, with the current COVID-19 pandemic, our demand is very high. Currently in the US, the market in the US needing very much timber and timber-based products, including furniture. That's why the price in the US currently very high, because they need more furnitures, but the supply is limited with the current COVID-19 pandemic. So we're having this IR 4.0, they can have more productivity, can produce more furnitures, and this will improve our export to that specific market, especially the United States of America and Europe. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Tuan Muhtar. I hope that answers Zakwan, Mr. Zakwan. So from Farhana, Sister Farhana, how have you ever think about starting your own venture?
Yeah, this is a very good question. My father himself is a smallholder, oil palm smallholder. So my father adalah ladang sawit di Sarawak tu sedikit. And for me myself, I think I'm 39 years old now, still quite young. So I'm sure in the future, let me try to climb the corporate ladder. Later on, maybe I can become a businessman as well, and then hire more engineers, hire more people to the companies. Inshallah, make player for me. Inshallah.
Inshallah, maybe the engineers are coming from IIUM as well. Inshallah, Amin, Inshallah.
Thank you very much, Sister Farhana. Yeah.
Yes, inshallah. So there's also another question by Izzati. What are the conditions to apply for internship?
Yeah, as I said just now, so we have 8 universities currently we engage. The list is IIUM, UPM, UKM, UITM, UNIKL, TAUC, and UTHM at the moment. 8 universities, where all these 8 universities already signed MOU with them. But don't forget, we also have polytechnics. Some of them are degree graduates, some of them diploma. But actually, you meet actually the condition, because you're engineering graduates. You just need to apply, and you need to ensure that you have really your heart and minds are with the timber industry. So you don't be surprised when you go to the factory, you see everything's very much not as per what you expected. So because you need to work with a lot of wood makings, a lot of dust, if I may say so, and so on. So you need to be really interested to be part of this timber industry. Yeah. and you need to pass the interviews for sure, because as I said, at the end, the companies need to agree to hire you or to take you as intern. Yeah.
Okay. So Farhana replied, "You Amin for your own venture." You remember her question?
Okay, I
Amin.
mean, inshallah.
Inshallah. So from Brother Aiman here, may I know the placement for the internship program? Pardon if I missed the details.
Oh yeah, I answered the question just now. Basically, we have. Okay, let me share with you. I shared it earlier. Under MTC, we have 6 associations, from upstream, midstream, and downstream. And each association, they have hundreds of companies under them. So now it depends on how many companies interested to hire engineers, how many of companies interested to get intern to be part of their company. And then because we need to, MTC is financing this, we pay the allowance for the interns. So at the same time, the companies need to agree to take you in as the intern as well. That's why there are two types of interviews. One by MTC and the final interview by the company itself. And in terms of companies, there are most of them based in Klang Valley. But as I said earlier, there are also some of them based in Penang, based in Pahang, based in even Terengganu, Kelantan, and also most for the furniture companies, they are based in Johor, in Muar and Batu Pahat area.
Okay, thank you, Tuan Muhtar. There's one more question coming late in the evening, Tuan Muhtar.
Should be fine. My next program will be 6 p.m. So still okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for staying with us. So, question by No Shahira. Assalamualaikum, Tuan Muhtar. Is there any chance for postgraduate students who are currently still in the study session interested to join the program?
Postgraduates, are you talking about engineers or interns? I believe you are talking about engineers, right?
Maybe engineers, yes.
Yeah, as I said, for engineers, the first one is already ongoing now. And as I said, this year, I already shared with Professor as well, this year we have limited budget. But for example, for this year, if the program is really successful, I'm committed to get a more budget for this program next year. Because this is the first time we have this type of program. So I need to convince the board first that this is a very good program. So this year we limited to intake of engineers, but next year, for example, if the program is really good one and have a very fruitful outcome where the companies are happy to hire more engineers as well, so I'm more than happy to postgraduates or undergraduates. So for even if, for example, if you want to have full-time employment, good, you can always submit your CV to me, and I can always consider to be part of MTC workforce. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Wow, this is direct submission to the CEO. If they are qualified, why not? They will contribute much to the community and the industry as well, inshallah. So, inshallah. So, any other questions from the floor? Because we have, the border of 4 o'clock. It's now 4:09. Any more from the audience? Right. So if there is no more questions, because we're taking extra time from Tuan Muhtar. So yes, so sorry for that, because we're taking 10 minutes more from you. So once again, of course, on behalf of the university, we would like to send our gratitude and appreciation, Jazakallah khairan kathira, to Tuan Muhtar Suhaili, the CEO of MTC himself, to describe the role of MTC in the economic cake and what MTC can offer our students and graduates in the International Islamic University Malaysia. Inshallah, hopefully we'll be in contact with MTC again in the future programs, inshallah. With this, I end the session with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Siru ala barakatillah.